Have you ever caught yourself daydreaming about packing up and leaving it all behind? You are definitely not the only one. More black folks than ever are looking for a fresh start outside the US. We want places where we can just breathe, live well, and be treated with respect. But let's be real, figuring out where to go can be super overwhelming. You have to think about visa rules, the cost of living, and most importantly, safety. Nobody wants to move halfway across the world just to deal with the same old stress and side eyes. That's exactly why I put together this list. But we aren't just going off good vibes and pretty beach photos today. I'm bringing you the top 10 easiest countries for black people to relocate to. We looked at a specific relocation adaptability index. This ranks countries based on how safe they are, how easy it is to get a visa, how far your dollar goes, and the size of the local black community. So if you are ready to find a place where you can actually thrive and feel at home, keep watching. Number 10, Senegal. Senegal isn't just a place to visit, it's quickly becoming a tech hub and a safe landing spot for black expats. We're putting it at number 10 because it's incredibly stable politically. It hasn't had a military coup since it gained independence in 1960. According to the World Bank, Senegal's GDP growth is steady and looks great, expected to hit between 5.3% and 8% in 2024 to 2025, thanks to new oil, gas, and renewable energy projects. Living in the capital, Dakar, gives you a great city lifestyle without breaking the bank. Rent for a one-bedroom apartment in safe central areas like Plateau or Almadies ranges from $400 to $600 a month. Basic utilities like electricity, water, and trash run about $80 to $100 a month. Broadband internet is everywhere and costs around $40 a month, which is perfect if you work remotely or run an online business. Senegal is one of the most welcoming countries in West Africa, offering visa-free entry for up to 90 days to US citizens and many others. If you want to stay long-term, getting a foreigner identity card, carte d'identité d'étranger, is a very clear process. You just need to show a steady income of about $1,000 a month or have a local job contract. They don't make you jump through massive financial hoops or demand hundreds of thousands of dollars in investment like some Western countries do. The biggest draw for Senegal is its deep historical connection to the African diaspora. Gorée Island, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is a strong symbol of those roots. Senegal has over 17 million people and 99% of them are of African descent, with French and Wolof as the main languages. It's rated very highly for safety in the region, consistently ranking well on the Global Peace Index. Here, you can totally drop that feeling of being a minority or dealing with racial discrimination. Number 9, Zambia. Coming in at number 9 is Zambia, a hidden gem in southern Africa that offers the perfect mix of wild nature, a growing economy, and a friendly English-speaking community. Zambia's economy is bouncing back nicely with a steady GDP growth rate around 4.3%. It makes this list because the cost of living is super affordable and the social vibe is extremely welcoming to foreigners. If you want to stretch your dollar, you can't ignore Zambia. In the capital, Lusaka, a modern one-bedroom apartment in a safe neighborhood will only cost you about $300 to $500 a month. A great meal at a mid-range restaurant will only set you back about $10 to $15. Compared to pricey spots like Johannesburg in South Africa or Nairobi in Kenya, living in Lusaka is at least 30% cheaper. This means you can enjoy a high quality of life without stressing over money. English is the official language in Zambia, which completely removes the language barrier for most expats. The government offers very flexible long-term residency options, like the employment permit or the investor's permit. Starting a business in Zambia has also gone largely digital. If you're an entrepreneur looking to get into agriculture, tech, or ecotourism, Zambia offers great tax breaks to attract money from the diaspora. Zambia is known as one of the most peaceful countries in Africa. Unlike some neighboring countries that see regular unrest, Zambia has a stable multi-party democracy and a very low crime rate against foreigners. With a population of about 20 million, the friendliness of Zambians isn't just a rumor, it's their culture. For a black person looking for a fresh start, Zambia offers a huge safe space free from racial prejudice, where you can actually own land and settle into a relaxed pace of life that's still full of opportunity. Number 8, Dominican Republic. At number 8, the Dominican Republic, DR, represents the Caribbean, offering an awesome mix of tropical beaches, vibrant culture, and residency policies that are super friendly to your wallet. The DR isn't just for vacations, its economy is one of the fastest growing in Latin America, averaging 5% GDP growth every year for the past decade. For the Black community, this is a place where Afro-Caribbean culture shines through in the music, the food, and everyday life. Living in the DR is way cheaper than other Caribbean islands like the Bahamas or Barbados. In the capital, Santo Domingo, or beach towns like Puerto Plata, rent for a nice one-bedroom apartment is only $450 to $700 a month. Buying fresh food at local markets is incredibly cheap. You can live near the beach, eat seafood every day, and use top-notch private healthcare on a budget of under $1,500 a month for one person. The main reason the DR hits number 8 is its retirement visa, pensionado, and independent income visa, rentista programs. If you can show a steady passive income or pension of just $1,500 a month, plus $250 for each dependent, you qualify for a residency card. The process is fast, lets you bring your personal stuff in tax-free, and even gives you a path to citizenship after just a few years of living there. Over 70% of the DR's population is mixed race or directly of African descent. Even though Spanish is the main language, so you'll need to learn a bit to fit in, the intense focus on skin color you see in North America mostly doesn't exist here. You're just part of a diverse mix. The expat community in the DR is huge and ready to help out newcomers. You do need to be street smart in some crowded city areas, but overall, expat zones and beach towns are very safe. Number 7, Namibia. Namibia jumps to number 7 thanks to an amazing combination of some of the best infrastructure in Africa, gorgeous scenery, and really forward-thinking visa policies. With a very small population of just about 2.5 million people spread over a massive area, Namibia offers a quiet, clean place to live, totally free from the crowds and smog of huge cities. The capital, Windhoek, is known as one of the cleanest and best planned cities on the continent. Even though the infrastructure rivals many European countries, think perfect paved roads and safe tap water, the cost of living is surprisingly low. Rent for a high-end one-bedroom apartment right in central Windhoek is only $400 to $500 a month. Supermarkets have plenty of imported goods at very reasonable prices, and private healthcare here is among the best in southern Africa. The game changer for Namibia is their new digital nomad visa. This lets remote workers live and work in Namibia for 6 months, and you can renew it. The only catch is you need to prove a steady income of $4,000 a month. The whole process is online and hassle-free. They also have very open investment visa options for people who want to buy real estate or start a business. English is the official language, which makes dealing with any legal paperwork super easy. Namibia consistently ranks high on the Global Peace Index, sitting in the top 60 worldwide and near the top for Africa. It's a very safe country with low violent crime. About 87% of the population is of African descent from various ethnic groups like the Ovambo and Herero. For a black person relocating, Namibia offers a top-tier quality of life, clear government systems, and a society that deeply respects personal rights. Number 6, Ecuador. Number 6 goes to Ecuador, a South American spot that often gets overlooked but has huge economic perks and a really welcoming culture. Contrary to what many think, Ecuador has a long-standing Afro-Ecuadorian community making up about 7 to 10% of the population, mostly in the Esmeraldas province and the Chota Valley. The strong presence of African roots in the music, like marimba, the food, and sports makes it easy for black expats to feel right at home. Ecuador has used the US dollar as its official currency since 2000, so you don't have to worry about inflation or exchange rates if you're coming from the US. Plus, the cost of living here is incredibly cheap. You can rent a nice apartment in the capital, Quito, or the popular retirement city, Cuenca, for just $350 to $500 a month. Both public and private healthcare are highly rated, and full private health insurance will only cost you about $70 to $100 a month. Ecuador has one of the friendliest visa programs in the world. Their rentista or retirement visa only asks you to show a steady income of about $450 a month, which is the local minimum wage, plus $250 for each dependent. You don't need to be rich to get legal residency here. After holding a temporary visa for 21 months, you have the right to apply for permanent residency, opening up a smooth, long-term path to settling down. The number of Black American expats returning to Ecuador is growing fast, especially in the coastal areas where the weather is tropical year-round and Afro-Ecuadorian culture is strong. As for safety, while some big port cities have issues with smuggling, central areas like Cuenca, Loja, or the mountain valleys are especially safe and peaceful. Here, you'll be judged on how friendly you are and how well you fit in, not on your skin color or background. Number 5, Colombia. Colombia at number 5 is proof of an amazing turnaround. Totally shedding its past image, Colombia is now a cultural powerhouse, a booming tech hub, and home to the second largest population of African descent in Latin America, right after Brazil. With nearly 5 million Afro-Colombians making up about 10% of the population, mostly in cities like Cali, Cartagena, and the Choco region, Black culture is a core part of this country. Medellin and Cali are the two hotspots for expats right now. Thanks to a great exchange rate, your money goes a lot further in Colombia. You can rent a penthouse or a modern condo in upscale areas like El Poblado in Medellin or San Antonio and Cali for $500 to $700 a month. Super fast fiber optic internet, co-working spaces all over town, and world-class coffee shops make this place heaven for freelancers and remote workers. In early 2023, Colombia officially launched its digital nomad visa, Visa V, a smart move to bring in global talent. The rules are super easy. You just need to prove a minimum income equal to 3 months of Colombia's legal minimum wage, which is about $900 a month. This visa lets you live in Colombia for up to 2 years. Also, getting a visa by investing in real estate or starting a business requires way less money than the standards in North America or Europe. For Black expats, Cali is often called the salsa capital and has a deep Afro-cultural influence. The kind of systemic racism you see in North America just isn't a big part of daily life for expats here. Colombia gives you the chance to dive into a society that celebrates music, dance, and diversity. Of course, like in any developing country, you need to be street smart and not flash your valuables in quiet areas. But overall, risks for foreigners have dropped to record lows over the last 10 years. Number 4, Antigua and Barbuda. Taking the number 4 spot is the island nation of Antigua and Barbuda. Unlike other Caribbean spots that only focus on quick vacations, this country has built a really solid legal setup to welcome long-term expats. The biggest thing that sets Antigua and Barbuda apart is that 91% of the population is of African descent. English is the official language, and the politics and economy are super stable. Since it's an island nation with a high standard of living, costs here will be higher than in South America or Africa, but it's totally worth it for what you get. Rent for a nice one-bedroom apartment in the capital, St. John's, or near the beach runs from $800 to $1,000 a month. But the country makes up for it with some amazing financial perks. There's no personal income tax, no wealth tax, and no inheritance tax, which helps entrepreneurs and remote workers keep more of their money. Antigua's Nomad Digital Residence (NDR) program is one of the most generous long-term nomad visas out there. It lets you and your family live there straight for 2 years. You just need to prove you make $50,000 a year, which is about $4,100 a month, and pay a one-time fee of $1,500 for a single person. If you have cash to spare, their Citizenship by Investment (CBI) program lets you make a donation of about $100,000 and hands you a powerful passport in just a few months. Safety is the number 1 perk here. It's incredibly peaceful with a low crime rate. Fitting in is super easy because you blend right in with the locals. You aren't treated like a foreigner thanks to looking similar, plus you have the advantage of speaking English. You'll get that genuine Caribbean welcome where life is slow, stress-free, and all about family connection. Number 3, Mexico. Number 3 might surprise some people, but the numbers don't lie. Mexico is now home to one of the fastest growing Black American expat communities in the world. Ignoring what you hear on the news, tens of thousands of Black expats are finding financial freedom, a rich culture, and a great lifestyle in places like Tulum, Oaxaca, Playa del Carmen, and Mexico City. You are totally in control of your money in Mexico. In hotspots like Playa del Carmen or the La Condesa neighborhood in Mexico City, rent for a luxury apartment with a pool and gym goes for $600 to $900 a month. Fresh food, top-tier private healthcare, and getting around are 50% to 70% cheaper than in major US cities. Your money actually buys you a luxury lifestyle here, while back home it might barely cover the basics. The process for getting a temporary resident card, residente temporal in Mexico, is known as the gold standard for being easy. You start the process at a Mexican consulate outside the country. You just need to show a bank balance of about $43,000 over the past 12 months, or a monthly income of about $2,600 over the past 6 months. The card is good for 1 year at first, then you can renew it for up to 3 years, and after 4 straight years, you automatically qualify for a permanent resident card. The support network for Black expats, often called Blaxit, is huge in Mexico. You can easily find Facebook groups, Black-owned real estate agencies, and special networking events. Locals in Mexico are famously welcoming and judge people on how well they respect the culture, not on their skin color. As long as you stay away from border states or areas with gang activity, the expat cities in Mexico are much safer than the gun crime rates in some major US cities. Number 2, Mauritius. Sitting in the runner-up spot is Mauritius, a gorgeous island in the Southwest Indian Ocean. It's not just pretty to look at. Mauritius is the only country in Africa ranked very high on the Human Development Index, HDI, scoring 0.802. It's a bilingual country, speaking both English and French, with a rock-solid democracy, a booming economy, and most importantly, it totally welcomes global professionals to come live there. Even though it's a wealthy island nation, the cost of living in Mauritius is really reasonable. You can live comfortably in busy areas like Grand Bay or Flick and Flack, with apartment rent ranging from $500 to $800 a month. The island boasts high-speed internet thanks to undersea fiber optic cables, international standard private hospitals, and supermarkets that sell everything from local produce to high-end imports. The main reason Mauritius hits number 2 is its premium visa policy. To keep up with the remote work trend, the government gives out the premium visa for free, letting you stay for 1 year and you can renew it. The only requirement is to show you're bringing in about $1,500 a month from overseas, plus $500 for each dependent under 24. If you want to invest long-term, setting up a company here offers tons of tax perks, like a flat 15% corporate tax rate, and automatically opens the door to legal residency. Mauritius is a symbol of religious and ethnic harmony, with a mix of Indian, African, European, and Asian backgrounds. The blend of Afro-Creole culture is a core part of this country's heritage. On the Global Peace Index, Mauritius ranks 28th in the world and number 1 in Africa. Violent crime is practically non-existent. It's an incredibly safe place where kids can play outside and everyone lives together with total respect. If you want 100% peace of mind for yourself and your stuff, Mauritius is a no-brainer. Number 1, Rwanda. The top spot just has to go to Rwanda. Often called the Singapore of Africa, Rwanda is living proof of an amazing comeback built on discipline, vision, and openness. For Black expats wanting to leave racism in the West behind for a fresh start that's safe, modern, and packed with business opportunities, the capital, Kigali, is the best answer right now. Kigali is constantly ranked by UN Habitat as the cleanest city in Africa. They even banned plastic bags way back in 2008. Even though the infrastructure is fantastic, rent is still very low compared to Western incomes. You can rent a nice, secure apartment for $300 to $600 a month. Public transit is organized, the roads are perfect, and the government has invested heavily in advanced IT systems with 4G coverage across the whole country. Rwanda leads the world in how easy it is to do business and immigrate. They offer visas on arrival to citizens of every country in the world, which is a huge statement about how open they are. On top of that, to register and start a new business in Rwanda, all you need is a computer, and it takes exactly 6 hours online with 0 registration fees. Getting a residency permit as a foreign investor or professional is incredibly fast, clear-cut, and there's absolutely no red tape or bribery to deal with. Safety in Rwanda is off the charts in the best way possible. Ranked the second safest country in Africa on the Global Peace Index, you can walk alone on the streets of Kigali at 2 a.m. without worrying about being harassed or mugged. As a country completely run by native Black Africans, you instantly blend right into a proud, disciplined community that's focused on the future. Thousands of tech pros and Black entrepreneurs from the US and Europe have moved to Rwanda to get in on the massive economic boom, with GDP growing an average of 7 to 8% a year. Rwanda isn't just a place to hide out. It gives you a solid foundation to rebuild your career, raise a family, and truly find your full worth. So that completely wraps up our top 10 list. You have real options with safety, affordability, and a community that wants you there. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these spots surprised you the most? Drop a comment below and tell me where you'd fly to right now. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe to channel today. Your perfect home is out there waiting for you. I'll catch you in the next one.